In this video, I'm going to give you the 6 reasons why you should be using MCT oil. Hello and welcome to Total Health with Dr. Nick, where my purpose is to inspire, empower, and motivate you to live longer, healthier, and more abundant lives. And I really think you're going to like this video because I get a lot of questions about it, and that is really, what is MCT oil? How do you use it? Why should I be using it? So this is going to give you the 6 reasons why you should be using it. And watch to the end because it's going to give you some bonus information also that's going to give you the best input and information as to how to find the best MCT oils and what to look for in them. So guys, if you like what we're talking about, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you click that little bell notification so you get notified anytime I do a video. I'm hearing a lot of times my subscribers saying, Dr. Nick, are you doing videos? I'm not seeing them. I'm not getting notifications. Well, yes, I've been doing them. So please make sure you click that bell notification so you don't miss a single one. And guys, also, too, if you're looking for more information about the ketogenic diet and have no idea what to do, check out my link down below for my keto course, Ultimate Keto with Dr. Nick. I think you'll find it's the best keto course out there, and it'll remove all the questions you have, and you'll get into shape of your life. Also, too, check out my cookbook. And finally, if you're looking for more personalized help from me, a lot of people have been asking me questions about that, more functional medicine. Check my link down below and you'll find information as to how to reach my office, and that way you can let me know any way, shape, or form that I can help you out. Anyway, let's go ahead and get started with the 6 reasons why you should use MCT oil. Well, first of all, what is MCT oil? Well, MCT oil stands for medium chain triglyceride. What is MCT oil, or what are triglycerides for that matter, or medium chain triglycerides? Well, what that simply means is this. When we take a fatty acid, and this is a fatty acid chain, this happens to be 8 carbons long, and the way we know that is because we count the carbons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And that's how we count them. Medium chain triglycerides means it's got anywhere from 6 to 12. Okay, 6 to 12 carbon chains long. When you combine them in groups of 3, it's called a triglyceride. And a triglyceride is 3 of these fatty acids chains combined together with a glycerol backbone. That's just another kind of compound that basically attaches the fatty acids together. So when you have 3 of them together, like I said, that's simply a triglyceride. And what is a triglyceride? A triglyceride is simply stored fat. That's really all it is. To make it simple, it's stored fat. So MCT means medium chain triglyceride, which simply means that the carbon chain we're talking about is anywhere from 6 to 12 carbons long. That's really all that means. Now, what are types of MCTs? Well, like I said, they go from 6 to 12 carbons long. So we're looking at caproic acid, that's C6, meaning there's 6 carbons in a row. There's caprylic acid, 8, capric acid is 10, and lauric acid is 12 carbons long. That's a little bit longer. Some authors say that that's really not an MCT or a medium chain triglyceride, but it really is. So anywhere from 6 to 12 carbons long. Now, where do you get MCT oil? Well, MCT oil comes from basically coconut. That's the best source, and I like to say it's the best part of the coconut oil. So you can also get it from butter from grass-fed cows, you can get it from whole milk and full-fat yogurt, and you could also get it from certain cheeses. But by far, the best source that you want to look for is when it's coming from coconut. So about 65% of coconut oil is actually MCT oil. Now, what are the benefits? Number 1 is weight loss. Why? Because MCT oil, or MCTs, medium chain triglycerides, are converted to ketones in the liver very quickly. And that then tells your body, hey, burn fat for fuel rather than burn sugar for fuel. So your body will go to its stored fat reserves and actually start to burn that. So MCTs are converted in the liver to ketones for immediate energy rather than being stored as fat. Not only that, in studies that show that MCT suppresses fat deposition through enhanced thermogenesis and fat oxidation. In other words, because they are converted to ketones, it gives you the same benefits of being on the ketogenic diet. So we all know the ketogenic diet. We all know the benefits from it. Basically, it was started because the children were suffering with epileptic seizures back in the 1920s, and they found that children that were in ketosis, in other words, their brains and their bodies were producing ketones, and their brain was running off of the ketones, primarily beta-hydroxybutyrate, they didn't suffer from the seizures as often, or they basically went away. So the ketogenic diet's been around for a long time. And like I said, if you'd like more information of it, check out my link down below. You can do that. But even if you're not on a ketogenic diet, you could still benefit from MCT oil. Studies also show that capric acid, C10, is effective in burning fat for energy, improves thyroid function, and suppresses appetite. Caprylic acid, C8, has been shown to have the same effects as fasting. So you can get the same benefits of fasting without necessarily having to go through it. Now, am I telling you not to do it? No, I think fasting is a great thing. There's so many other benefits that we can see with it. For example, autophagy, where your body goes and scavenges old cells and removes those. It helps your body reduce insulin resistance and helps improve insulin sensitivity. So there's so many other benefits of fasting. I wouldn't say to do this in place of it, but just know that the acids in this, namely caprylic acid, will actually help mimic the effects of fasting. Next is improved energy and endurance. So a lot of the elite athletes now, where they used to just carb up all the time, they used to carb up on either pasta or other types of carbs before a big race or the night before. What they're using now, which is a much better and cleaner fuel source, is turning to fat for fuel. Lot better. So because they're easily digestible, MCTs are longer sustained energy and increases your metabolism. Once again, you reduce inflammation. When you start to reduce inflammation, your body works better overall, and you have less reactive oxygen species, ROS, also known as free radicals. Now, also to brain and memory function, yes, because your brain focuses and works best off of ketones and beta-hydroxybutyrate primarily, it definitely helps improve memory. So what I tell my kids a lot is when they're about to take a test and they go into school, before you go in, take a little teaspoon of MCT oil to help your brain energy, okay? In fact, I'm going to show you at the very end one of the most well-known brands that's called Brain Octane that is primarily used for brain energy. Because MCTs are converted into ketones, they are an excellent fuel source for the brain and preferred over glucose. Ketones have also been shown to help Alzheimer's and, as I said before, seizure patients. And in fact, I did a video on Alzheimer's patients and how much better they work off of ketones. So if you're struggling with this, tell your friends or your family who are suffering with Alzheimer's, put them on some healthy fats like coconut oil, for example, or straight up MCT oil. It's going to be a lot better because they have problems with processing glucose in their brain. So MCT oil and beta-hydroxybutyrate will work a lot better. Next, prevents heart disease and blood pressure issues. So primarily simply because MCTs have been shown to be very anti-inflammatory, like I said earlier. Anytime you reduce inflammation in the body, you reduce it in the arteries. One of the big things people think is that you get clogging of the arteries because of fat. That's not really the case at all. Your arteries do not clog because of fat, nor do they clog because of cholesterol. That is there to help repair the arteries from too much processed refined carbohydrates, which cause inflammation within the arterial walls. So this is anti-inflammatory. It also helps increase HDL cholesterol. And HDL cholesterol is the body's cholesterol that is used to actually scavenge the cholesterol from the body and bring it back to the liver. See, cholesterol is very prized by the body. It's not the villain that everybody thinks it is. So your body wants to save and preserve it. So HDL cholesterol goes out and gets it and brings it back to the liver for processing. And then LDL cholesterol, not the bad one, but LDL cholesterol that everybody thinks is bad, is actually then used to make hormones. So it's also very beneficial. Research shows that lauric and capric acids help improve resting heart rate. Once again, primarily because it starts to reduce inflammation in the body. A study done in the Journal of Bioanalysis and Biomedicine found that consumption of coconut oil, lauric acid, a component, enhances high-density lipoprotein, HDL, and decreases total HDL cholesterol ratio, with results in a decreased risk of cardiovascular disease or atherosclerosis. So, because it helps improve the HDL ratio, it actually helps reduce cardiovascular disease and atherosclerosis. Next, it also helps improve digestion and nutrient absorption because your body works, once again, better off of these. Your microbiome actually functions better on these healthy fats rather than the inflammatory kinds of foods we typically eat in the processed refined carbs. Both MCT oil and coconut oil are beneficial for balancing bacteria in the gut microbiota, which in turn has positive effects on digestive symptoms, energy expenditure. So much, much healthier for your gut microbiome. In fact, your body starts to produce the wrong kind of gut microbiome or gut bacteria or not so friendly bacteria when you're eating more processed refined carbs. So if you want to produce healthier bacteria, which are better for your overall body, including your immune system and brain function, start eating more fats, so that way the fats help to produce a healthier gut microbiome. So number 6, and finally, is antifungal and antibacterial. Lauric and capric acid have antifungal, antiviral, and antibacterial properties that have been shown to be very effective in fighting bacteria, candida, viruses, and yeast infections. And many of you feel that. You know that because you know when you're eating too much carbs, your body starts to produce too much yeast, too much fungus, too much bacteria, and too much candida. So if you want to solve that problem, stop giving it the food that it wants, which is in the form of processed refined carbs, and instead healthy fats will start to reduce that. So MCT definitely is something you should be adding to your diet. Now, here's the bonus information. How do you choose the right MCT oil? Well, number one, you want to make sure it's organic. That's the biggest key. You want to make sure it's from a healthy or good source. Stay away from palm oil. You don't want to use that. You want to use coconut oil as the source, okay? You want caprylic acid and capric acid, so C8 and C10. Those are the two best ones. Why? Because C6, although it's readily absorbable, it's really not that tasty. It doesn't taste too good. So C8 is going to be your best choice, and C10 is going to be your second best choice. Now, many times you'll find that these two come together. So when you're looking at a product that you might find in the store, maybe Whole Foods or something, it's going to have C8 and C10 in it. That's okay. If you can get it with just C8, even better. The best brands that I find are these here as far as having the best combinations and ratios of C8 and C10. So Perfect Keto, Bulletproof, as I was saying, this is MCT oil, so this is C10. And then over here, MCT oil from Nature's Way is also a great brand. Now, I've also got it from, say, Costco, and found Costco's is actually pretty good. Even though it does have some lauric acid in it, C12, it's not the majority of it. The majority of it is C8 and C10, and it is organic. So you could even find it in places like Costco where you don't have to spend a lot of money. If I remember, I'll put some links down below so you guys can check it out, maybe order it right online, very, very convenient, and I'll put the links down below in the description. Now, how do we use it? Well, there's a lot of different ways you can use it. I wouldn't really cook with it, but you can sprinkle it on things. I can just basically take it off the spoon. No problem there. You just better be careful, because if you take too much, your body's not going to be able to absorb all of the oil so quickly, especially if you're new to the ketogenic diet or not even on the ketogenic diet, and your body's not used to processing so much fat. It will give you diarrhea, so start off slow. Maybe a teaspoon at a time. See how you do with a teaspoon first, have another teaspoon later on in the day, and see how you do with that. Me, I could just, drink a tablespoon or more at a clip, and there's no problem. But the most common way that people use this, because they'll say, I don't really like the taste of oil in my mouth, I don't want that feeling of oil. The easiest way to do it is in Keto Coffee. Now, you don't have to be doing, once again, the ketogenic diet to benefit from Keto Coffee. In fact, Keto Coffee is almost brain energy. It's brain food, because basically what you do is you take coffee, about 8, maybe 10 or 12 ounces of it. You're going to put in a tablespoon of MCT oil and then 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold grass-fed butter. Okay, so it's got to be non-salted. When you combine that in a blender, I typically add maybe just a dash, like a touch of baking soda, because baking soda will help it taste a little less bitter, and it makes it much, much better that way. I like it, especially if you're not going to add sugar to it. It takes a little bit of that bitterness out of the coffee, and I think it's a great combination. So once again, 1 tablespoon of MCT oil, 2 tablespoons of Kerrygold grass-fed butter, salt-free, and you can choose to put the baking soda or not, but I just put a touch, just like a little pinch of baking soda, just to take a little bit of the bitterness out of it, and that's a great combination. Blend it up, and it literally tastes like you have cream in your coffee. it's great. Some days I just might have that all day, and it's almost like a fast because it's giving me good calories, it's giving me healthy fats, it's giving me everything I really need, brain energy, to go on through the day. So I feel fantastic on it. A lot of times I do that just to really kind of clean out a little bit and not eat so much and give my body a chance to just rest and recover. So great way. It's not quite fasting, I wouldn't say that. In fact, that's another question I get. A lot of people say to me, well, if I have this, is that okay to have in the morning if I'm fasting, if I'm doing intermittent fasting? The answer is no, because depending on how much butter you actually put and how much MCT oil, it could be between 300 to 400 calories. So this is close to a meal. So it is not fasting. It is way too many calories to be considered fasting. So anyway, guys, I hope you got a lot out of this information. I hope you choose MCT oil because I think whether you're on the ketogenic diet or not, it is a great addition to your diet and everybody really should be using it. It's fantastic, great quality fats, very readily usable. It'll help your body burn more fat for fuel rather than store it, and it's great for brain energy and among all the other great properties I said it had. Anyway, guys, I love it, appreciate you. Thanks so much for watching my channel and your support. If you like this video, don't go away. Make sure you check out the other ones. And once again, this is Dr. Nick. I'll see you on the next video. Bye-bye.